Welcome to Dissatisfaction Guaranteed. My name is Cambia. So I actually got out of bed to post something on this because I was that curious as to what other people, not myself, think about this article. Just read an article where France has put it now into effect, where anybody out in public wearing one of the two types of completely covering face veils, which I'm not going to try and mispronounce horribly, anything that covers either the entire face or everything but the eyes, women can now be fined for that. The fine is 150 euros, which is 133 pounds or $217.40 US. And it also can extend to anybody forcing women to wear these. So anybody being found to make their significant other or family member wear one of these veils can also face up to 2 years in prison for this offense. Now, this law has gone into place because it's difficult to identify people, obviously, if their face is completely covered, and also I think the stronger point, or the way that it's seeming at this point, is that people with their face completely covered can either be perceived as or perceive themselves as lower class citizens than everybody else. So this does go into the way people feel about rights for equality. Big go on France for actually putting this into effect and enforcing it on day one. They've already issued 2 fines, as far as the article knows, which means there potentially could have been more. But the real question is, so you have equality and the struggle for women being able to be treated just like anybody else versus religious belief. Now, whether or not the foundations of those beliefs are questionable at best, in my opinion, they're entirely corrupt and controlling, it still is a very fine line to walk, because it is more or less forcing somebody into some sort of other belief. Now, I think the reason that people have more weight one way or the other is either A, people empathize very highly with religious freedom, or, on the other hand, people will argue that these women are born into these cultures and into these religions and have no choice to choose for themselves. They have no exposure to choose for themselves, to see what it's like to live just like everybody else does and not have to feel like you are less of a person. There's no reason to be ashamed of your face. Obviously, I definitely take the women's rights side of it. Now, if you don't want to wear low-cut shirts, you don't want to wear bikinis in public, you don't want to show a lot of body skin, that is fine. That is a personal decision, but you should never be ashamed of your face or anything about who you are. I fight that every day, being as my city is not so alright with anybody that's part of a counterculture. Piercings, tattoos, that automatically makes you a lower rate of a person. They think it makes you a worse person. Obviously, you do terrible things at night, which is not the case, not for a lot of people. But when you face that sort of prejudice, it takes a lot to push past it. So when you're looking at what these women are facing, and I am, again, just playing on my opinion of the whole thing, when they're facing literally being looked down on just for what they were born as, just for their gender, how can you not want more for them? So, of course, you have people that are fighting for it, and a country that currently looks like it is fighting for it, albeit more peacefully. And you have the people who of that religion are insulted because they feel that they don't have the freedom to practice their own beliefs. The real second question to that is, are the women upset or are the men? Anyway, leave me some comments, leave me some video responses, that would be awesome. And until next time, till I find something else to talk about or I just need to rant, which YouTube is definitely not seen yet, I'm Cambia, and I will see you soon.